When obviously you found out you were going to Windsor Castle to get your MBE, you decided to raise some money. Would you be happy to talk about
Yeah,
that?
yeah. And I think we need to blame the person who's responsible for us two meetings for that because Dean Benson, um, I got a message from, well, I didn't, one of my employees works for Dean Benson's business partner. And she said, I got a client who wants to come and work with you. I said, no, I've got no room. I don't want to take anyone else on. I'm done. Oh, will you do it as a favour for me? He owns Visual Soft. He does this. I said, I don't care whether it's Father Christmas, right? There's not enough hours in the day. I've got enough to do. I don't want anyone else. But Dean was quite persistent, and he keep on badgering me. There'd be emails, there'd be messages sent, and he kept going on and on. So I said, come down and see me. And when I met him, what an absolutely amazing bloke he was. So full of character. So I said, well, look, I'll train you. But he had this thing that he didn't want to train at my gym. He wanted to train at home. So I first thought he's a little bit up himself. He didn't want to come to my gym. He wants to train at home. Who does he think he is? So I signed with his tune for a week and I said, look, you've got a taste of what I'm about. If you want to carry this on, you come and train with me. You come in my gym. You know better than me. And do you know what he said? I was just scared. I was scared of walking at the gym for the first time. So he come in and I trained him and he come at the end of his 3 months. And we
It's
got
very
on
honest
really,
of
really
him,
well.
to be fair. It's exactly what you said. It's very honest of him when you would say
Yeah.
20 going to the gym for the first time.
Yeah, 100%.
But when you walk in, you're like, fucking hell, that guy's big.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he'd never been into the gym, especially the gym in South Bank, which is an industrial estate, you know, until I said, look, come in. And he did, and he fit in. We've got one guy maybe who's not out of prison, but then I've got the mayor. So I've got Ben Houchin, I've got the police and crime commissioner, I've got Jacob Young, I've got the MP. I've got different people who normally in everyday life wouldn't meet each other, but in a gym environment, we're all equal. As soon as we step on that door, what we do for the job or what we've done in our past isn't important. It's what we're doing going forward. So Dean coming and sort of got that vibe, and he's added so much to the gym in terms of his persona, the way he is, and his how can I put this? He's achieved a lot in his life, Dean, but he's still a normal guy, and I think that's what really shone me to him. And from there, we become friends. And now he doesn't pay me to train him. He trains with me now. He's my training partner, so we're doing a lot together. And when I was going for the MBE, I got the opportunity to do it a different way. And that's another story. But I said to Dave, I said, you know what? I said, during all this, I've raised money for children. I've helped kids. I've helped families who are struggling. I want to do something for this because otherwise, all I'm going to do is get my MBA. I'm going to get in a nice car. I'm going to drive down to a nice hotel. I'm going to enjoy the evening. I'm going to get up next morning, put my nice suit on, take my wife to the Windsor Castle, and be all about me. Oh, he's great. Well done. And I thought, it's a little bit dickish of me if I did that, to be honest with you. It's not really me. How can I give something back? So I said to Dean, I said, you know what I might do? I said, I might walk down to Windsor. And he went, yeah, you should. So I thought, yeah, I probably should. So I went home, I Googled it, Middlesbrough to Windsor, how long? 3 days. I thought 3 days is fine. 3 days, 18 hours. I thought, that's fine, I can do that. Not realising there's 24 hours in a day, so that's actually a lot longer. So I then put on social media, so I'm going to walk down to Windsor. And I thought, oh, fuck, this is going to take me a long time. So I said to Dean, right, you do realise now, so you're training for the next 21 days is walking with me to Windsor. So he told me to do it. So, sorry, mate, you walk alongside me. So he did. So I put it on socials and who we're raising money for, and come forward, and a lot of people wanted the Armed Forces charity SAFA. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a great charity for the simple reason is along the way, it's not Teesside based. Every town I'm going to pass SAFA, or there's an ex-military or serviceman or woman who's going to be affected in some way, who can come along and join us on the walk. So it took us 21 days. We walked from Middlesbrough every day. We started from Middlesbrough from our gym. We walked for about 5 hours. We then used, have you ever heard anything called What 3 Words?
No.
So What 3 Words, it's great. You should get it. It's a great app. Basically, it's an app where if you were anywhere in the world, there's 3 words that describe that exact point that you're at. So if you were to draw an X on the floor, What 3 Words would give you 3 words would direct you to that exact point. So if you were lost in the woods and you phone and said, oh, where are you? Oh, well, I don't know, I'm next to a big tree in the woods. Well, you could use What 3 Words and say, I'm at John Smith Brown. And then the police would use that and then go John Smith Brown and it'd find you. So it's a great thing. So every day we'd walk to a point with What 3 Words in. I'd then get picked up, brought home, I'd come back to work, I'd do my job, I'd put the kids to bed, I'd get up next morning, take the kids to school, I'd then get dropped off at the point where I finished, and I'd walk for another 5 hours. And then I'd put an X on the spot, and I'd come back again, and I'd do my job. And at first it was fine, it was good, it was like half an hour, you were walking for 5 hours, it's taking you 20 minutes to drive there. But as it got further, it got really hard, trying to drive for 3 hours, 4 hours, then walk for 5, and drive back for 4 hours. But it's something that I had to do. And yeah, the walk was unbelievable. We met some amazing people down in the further south I got, the nicer people actually got. Like, I remember walking through London, and there was all these school kids with a Domino's pizza. And at this stage, I'm walking down there, I'm starving, I've got blisters on my feet like you wouldn't imagine. In that Domino's pizza, I just felt like somebody off, the cops in America where you see them, that's all they do is eat pizza and donuts. I felt like, well, I need one of that piece of pizza. And if that was down here, one of the kids would have told me F off, they'd say fuck off. Them kids were lovely, like, you all right, mate? Great work. I had a big flag on my back. Do you want a piece of pizza? They were class. And the amount of people who I met along the way, one person I met was on a canal boat who worked down this canal. And there was this guy, and he was sat outside his canal boat with his dog Dexter, a bulldog, and he was just having a can of beer. And I was walking down, there was me, Dean, my wife, and then there's a couple more. And I say, mate, all right. He said, yeah, what are you doing? I said, I'm walking to Windsor. And it was nothing because it was probably only 20 minutes from there. He said, all right, okay, great. Where do you walk from? I said, Middlesbrough. And he sort of shook back. So we got talking. I said, what's the crack of these canal boats here? What do you do? He said, well, we park over here for 7 days. Then we've got to move a mile up the road. I said, so you live here all year? He said, yeah. He said, I don't worry about nothing in life. It was almost like these millionaires who live on yachts abroad. This was his yacht. This was his life. Mate, what a way of life they had. It was unbelievable. And then the last day we got to Windsor, full team were there, people. The last couple of days, it was really good. The last couple of days I was really, really struggling. My feet were killing me. I was stopping every couple of hours to pop blisters, put plasters on. And I said to Dean, we're going to have to run. I can't handle this water, it's too much, I need to run. So we started running. And the pain was killing me, I'll be honest, it was killing me. And I was running, Dean was a little bit behind me, and I just seen this car on the side of the road, this woman run across the road, and she stood there with a box of roses, and this is in London. She said, Mike, I brought you some roses, and she'd been following the journey on Facebook of us walking there and waited till we got to her hometown to come and meet us, to bring us a box of chocolates. And mate, I swear to God, I just sat beside the road, cried, and give her a big cuddle. Probably shouldn't have done for a COVID, I suppose, but I'll give her a big cuddle. And it just made the last 5 hours of pain worthwhile. Then the final day, I'll tell you, how long have we got left?
As long as you want, honestly.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you how it works in Windsor Castle. I haven't told no one this story. So I'm the first person to know. So we went to the hotel, me and my wife, and I took my kids, and Ashley come with us. She then drove back home with the kids, and me and my wife stayed for an extra night. We then got to get up in the morning, drive down to Windsor Castle, and it's called the Long Walk. Right? As if I just fucking walk long enough. Right? I walked for 21 days. So on the letter it says, it's a long walk. So I thought, fuck me, you're joking, aren't you? 3 miles. I thought, oh no, this has just took the 251 mile, 254. Anyway, we drive down this long walk, and then you go in, you come at the gates of Windsor Castle, and all the police are there, and they've got the mirrors that go into your cars, and they're checking for anything they can. Remember, we're going to see the royal family. We didn't know what it was at the time, but it was the royal family. So they come, they check all the cars. There's like 6 cars there going. Anyway, we're waiting. Then go in. So we drove in. Get in the back seat of the car, park up right outside Windsor Castle, pick up my coat, my jacket, put it on, looked on the seat of the car. There's only my son's pretended gun under my jacket. I'm in Windsor Castle, and it looked like a real gun. And my word, Jen, I said, what the fuck's this? She said, oh, that's Max's gun. I said, Jen, I was like, what do I do? So I got a bag, put it on top of it. I swear to God, mate, imagine if I'd have picked that gun up and went, excuse me, I just got shot to pieces, wouldn't I? How they missed that, I don't know. But yeah, so that was all I was like all sweaty, so my pits were sweaty. And then we goes in, and then you go in the grounds are absolutely unbelievable. It was a gorgeous day, the sun was shining. And as you go in, they check your name off, so they just ask you your name. And can I take your name? I said, oh yeah, it's my kind. And she went, oh, you're the guy who's walked here. I thought, how do you know that? So anyway, took you through. There's hundreds of people because they've been put back. So you go through, and as I got there, funny story, but you go there and you queue up for ages. But anyway, you go to meet. You find out who's doing it. And it's Prince Charles. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was great. It was somebody who I knew. I'm not really up on politics or the royal family, so for me, it was like quite a big thing. Oh, Prince Charles. Mm. So you queue up and say, right, okay. So they'll talk you through it first. So when your name's called, you walk forward 5 steps. You then turn to face Prince Charles. You bow. You walk forward. You talk to him. At the end, you shake his hand. You take 5 steps back. You bow again, and you walk off. Okay, so I've got it. So I'm stood there with the Lord Lieutenant, and they say, Michael Hyde for his services to Teesside. So here we go. So I walk forward. I turn to face Prince. I bow at him. I walk forward. And he says to me, how are your feet? I said, the soil. It's quite a distance you walked. He said, you're the first person I've ever heard do that. Oh, wow, so he knew all about it. So yeah, we had a conversation about what we'd done. And at the end, he said, do me one favour, go home tonight and have a glass of whiskey. No, I don't drink whiskey. So I said, right, okay, you're the boss. So at that stage, I shook his hand and then completely forgot what they told me to do. So I shook his hand. I said, right, thanks, nice to meet you, mate. And I turned around, walked back. Oh, shit, I didn't bow. So then I sort of take a step backwards, turn, bow, and walk off, and I completely fucked it up. But then I come out, and the royal family, they had all the media there to take me into private rooms to do interviews. It then was trending on Alexa, man walks to Windsor. So it was class. And one thing it done, as well as raising the money, it raised massive amount of awareness for SAFA, who were overjoyed with what happened. So, and it was a great way. And one of the little things I just want to get in here is when we were trying to raise the money, we set the target. I've got the figures here. I think, I've tried to raise £25,000. So when I said we'd do it, Dean was the first person, so he donated £1,000. He put £1,000, he said, I'll get the ball rolling. He said, but just so you know, if you're short at the end, there's me and a few more business people who will help you out. So we'll try and make sure you get there. But the deal was that if I didn't, and they had to step in, I had to walk back. Which I would have had to do. You know, I'd set a target, I had to do it, so I was thinking, oh, please do it. So anyway, in the end, we were at about 18,000, and we were going through Melton Mowbray, and unbeknown to me, Melton Mowbray at the time was getting quite a lot of media attention about the pork pies. I don't know whether it was something to do with Boris Johnson about pork pies. I forget what it was. So anyway, I'm walking through Melton Mowbray, and I said, I'll tell you what, here's an idea. I was doing a live video. I said, here's an idea. I said, anybody who donates today, I'll buy a pork pie, and I'll pick one of yous to win this pork pie. Mate, we raised £1,000 from a pork pie. I thought, that's crazy. As if we've just offered a pork pie, £5, and we've raised £1,000 because people want to win something. So it got my brain thinking, and I thought, that's a great way. So anyway, the last couple of days, we were all driving down 2 cars. We were driving down to the starting point, and we were at about 22,000 we were at. So we were so close, only £3,000 away. And Dean had said, what are you going to do? You know, I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try something very, very different. So I went live. I said, look, here's an idea for you, all right? The pork pie was fantastic. What I'm going to do is anybody who's made a donation so far, doesn't matter how much, whether you've done it £1 or 1,000, I'm going to give you an entry to a draw, and that's to win a state-of-the-art iPad. The iPad was £500. Mm-hmm. So I said, but if you donate £1, then another £1, then another £1, another £1, you'll get 5 entries. Every £1 you donate will get an entry. So I'd done it while I was live, and within about 25 minutes, we hit the target. Wow. So because the followers had a chance to win something and be part of something, I tried to bring my business ideas into the fundraising side. Mate, it was unbelievable, and we raised the money, we hit it. We managed to raise again £26,921, and including the gift aid, we raised £30,896 for SAFA.
Wow.
So it was class. Unbelievable.
Amazing.